which means it's all that internal reflection and it's not being shared wider. You're not bringing in external thought. There's a really big, obvious complication that happens when it does. And there's a lot of psychological theory behind how this happens and why this happens. But it's a phenomenon known as groupthink. Now, what groupthink is when you get a group, often of really well-intentioned people, that make some really silly decisions that happen because we unintentionally are trying to conform. And the way it usually starts is you've got a group of people and someone suggests an idea. Now, you might hear that idea and be a little bit uncomfortable about it. But when you look around the table, everyone else is okay with this. It's not that bad. It's just not quite what you would have done. You're not quite comfortable, but everyone else is fine. So you know what? It must be okay because everyone else is okay with it. And so you don't speak up. And then what happens is that practice becomes normal. Eventually you are okay with that because you do it all the time. Everyone does it. It's fine, right? It's okay. And then the next time something happens, someone sees a practice or they see often an escalation of something along those lines, and someone else goes, I'm not 100% comfy with that. But it was so normal to do the original practice and everyone else is okay with it that they don't speak up. And then it happens at the next level, and then at the next level, and then at the next level. And you'll often see situations where when people come out of it afterwards, they're horrified by their practice of where it got to at the peak of groupthink. And if you'd have told them at the first step that they'd end up with this practice up here, they would never have believed you. And they would have known it was not okay, and they would never have done it. But it becomes a slow slide. And it happens when people aren't looking outside, when they're not looking at what other people are doing, they're not bringing in external thought, and you're with the same cohort of people all the time. And even in really, really minor cases of groupthink, there are situations that really aren't ideal and they really ignore some really critical information.